What up? How to make a successful online business in 2018. Why is it that some people are so successful at starting an online business and some people just aren't? We're gonna go through the top 10 reasons why people fail when they're starting their online business. Stick with us and avoid all these mistakes.
What up, everybody? Thank you for being here. If you are new, welcome. If you are a subscriber already, thanks for subscribing, jumping on the train, because we are just taking off. Woo! More like an airplane, I feel like.
Woo! I think this is a rocket ship. I've never been on a plane.
You are doing a rocket ship. You're right.
Woo!
No. Just do that one more time.
Woo! It's great. Thanks for being here.
Anyway, so today we're going through the top 10 reasons why online businesses fail. It's such a big thing. We want to talk about it. And so with that, we're just going to go to it.
Yeah, and before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that we made a PDF of this entire thing, and I'm going to pop it in the link below. So go down there, grab your PDF. It's going to lay out all these different things. And actually, there's going to be some bonus stuff in there, some little bonus checklists to make sure you're not making these mistakes. But stick with us, watch the rest of this video, and then grab your checklist at the end. But the number one thing, I don't know if you guys watch Kevin Hart. I watch Kevin Hart a lot.
I like Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart has this quote. He says, "Everyone wants to be famous, but no one wants to put in the work."
Everybody want to be famous. Nobody want to put the work in.
So number one is people that don't have any get up and go. So I would modify that quote as everyone wants to be rich, but no one wants to do the work. You guys know this. You see this all the time. There are people who have this big idea. They're really excited about their online business for one day, and then they lose it all. It's really kind of sad, honestly. Like, we get a bunch of questions every day, and people will be like, that software doesn't just tell me exactly what product to sell. I actually have to use the software and find a good product. Like, it's just basic stuff like that. It's not that the business we're trying to teach you how to start is really hard or like impossible, but if at every barrier you just quit and fall off, then you're not going to be successful. And that's just the cold hard truth. And I know that by watching this, you're not one of those people because you're here and you're trying to learn. But that is the number one thing. You got to have the get up and go. You got to have it deep. It's just got to be something inside you, really.
It's got to be there. Number two is lack of mentorship. Ooh. You know what? Very few people actually succeed in starting an online business without a mentor. We have one, we use one, and you know what? There's so much information out there. There's so much information. As Kale would put it, there's so much inundated information. I don't even know what that word means.
People are inundated with information. I think that's the right usage. Comment below
if
that's the wrong
use
use of the word inundated.
But there's a lot of information. And it's hard to piece together. It's hard to put the steps together. It's hard to take this information and then put it together into something that will work. Because honestly, so many people make so many huge mistakes. You know, not everybody does, but people will take this information and this information and this information, try to put them together, and then you know what happens? You lose your money, you don't work. Something doesn't happen the way that it should happen. And so having a mentor is huge, and that's number two, lack of having a mentor.
That's right. And the next one, number three, is the opposite of this. So it's analysis paralysis. This is what happens when you have a mentor, you have great guidance, you have someone who's telling you the right things to do, but at the same time, you just can't take that step forward because you're seeing that there's so much information out here. Everyone's telling you one thing, you're hearing all these different voices, and you don't make that move. And I would say this is almost a bigger mistake than number two. Because not doing anything is almost, it's just not right. Like, you owe it to yourself to take that step, to go out and be bold and do something with your life and do something big for your family and for your future. And you don't want to be stuck in this stage. Number three is a really sad one. I see this all the time where people are smart, they have a ton of good products ready, they are ready to start their online business, but they're just paralyzed by analyzing everything too much.
So number four is trying to do everything at once. We get it. You want to be rich. You want to just do it. So you start an Amazon FBA store, you start a Shopify store, you start a merch store, you start like 6 different affiliate marketing stores. You do it all. You just start everything. And we get it. But listen, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because what you need to do is you need to focus on one thing and you need to perfect that one thing to the best of your ability. You don't want to split your time because that means that you're focusing on this when you should be focusing on this.
That's right.
I mean, look at us. What we did is we focused on Amazon FBA for 4, 5, 6 months.
Yeah.
And in that time, we grew it from 0 to doing $80K a month in revenue, and we focused on that. Once we did that, we started Honey Badger Boost. Got some people on staff, did that. Now we have that running. Now we're doing this YouTube thing. And it's like, so you can't divide your attention. You need to focus on what you're doing right now in the moment.
That's exactly right. So number 5 is listening to friends and family who have your best interests at heart. I know you guys have experienced this, but the first time you say anything bold or innovative or about a big dream to your friends and your family, the ones that love you the most, the ones that care about you and have your best interests at heart, it's weird because the first thing that comes out of their mouth is something negative. I've noticed this a lot. You'll see this, look for it next time, but what they're trying to do is to protect you because they love you. They do have your best interests at heart, and they don't want to see you get hurt. So if you put a dream out there, a big, bold dream that is something like this, like starting an online business, something that not everyone thinks about, they're immediately going to be like, yo, what if something goes wrong? Let me know if you comment below if you've heard these questions from your parents, from your friends. How could that seems a little bit too good to be true. How's that possible? How about this one? Isn't that some sort of Ponzi scheme? How about this one? If it was that easy, wouldn't everyone be doing it? Let's see if I can think of another one that they use. That can't be as stable as a 9-to-5 job, right? What about health insurance?
Right. Did you already do the one? It's what's the catch?
Exactly. That's a big one.
What's the catch?
So
There's always a catch, right?
Yeah.
There's always a catch.
Yeah, supposedly. So you're going to hear that from friends and family. They do have your best interests at heart, but someday, when you get to this point in your life, you're going to have to make a decision that is either I'm going to follow my dreams or I'm going to listen to what everybody else is telling me to do.
Yep.
And when you go out and you start an online business, this is going to happen to you, and you're going to have to make that decision. So the ones that succeed are the ones that kind of ignored that good, loving advice.
Yep. The next one is listening to mentors who only want your money.
Ooh, that one's. We're being real today.
This is really real. We're not calling anybody out in particular. We're not trying to like start a flame war or anything like that.
Yeah.
All we're saying is that, you know, before we talked about how important a mentor is, you need to fact check your mentor. You need to make sure that they're telling you good information. You want to find somebody who can mentor you that has your best interest in mind.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, that's what's most important, right?
So true.
Is that your best interest is what's best.
Okay, so we're at number 7. I just want to make sure you're still with us.
Yep.
And again, another plug for the PDF below. Grab that. It's a checklist of all this stuff. I really don't want you to make these mistakes.
Right.
So that's why we put that together. So grab that. But anyway, number 7 is not spending enough money. I know that sounds weird, but it's really talking about, we're not saying blow all your money on your online business. We're not saying go into debt, do anything crazy. We are saying that a business dies not when you don't sell your product, not when you have a first product that's bad. Your business dies when you run out of cash, or this happens more often than that, I would say, is the business owner decides to stop spending cash and cut the throat of the business and say, hey, this didn't work out. I'm just going to liquidate it and move on.
Yep.
I would say that happens way more often than not. It even happened with us. Like, we were at a point, if we can be totally transparent here, where our first 2 products went bad. Like, they got taken down. We made a little bit of profit off them, but not to the point where we were like totally sure if we should continue or not, right? But instead of quitting, we said, all right, we're going to reach down into a little savings, or it wasn't like a ton of money, but we put a little more back in to make it go, to make it successful, and that made all the difference for us. We were at a crossroads, and we decided we're not going to cut this business at the head. We're going to invest more money. So just have enough money, have a budget that you can start this correctly.
Yep. And I want to add a little caveat to that.
Yeah.
Online businesses are not a get-rich-quick scheme. You need to know that. You need to understand that. If anyone is telling you, oh yeah, go start Amazon FBA because you can get rich in like a week and then you're going to be fine. Yeah. It's not true.
That's right.
You need to have cash to start up just like any other business. You may not have to have as much as starting like a brick and mortar store. You have to have like $1 million to start a McDonald's franchise.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You don't have to have $1 million to start Amazon FBA, right? But you need to have enough.
Yep.
The next one, since the whole video has mainly been about starting an online business, specifically about Amazon FBA, right? Make sure that you are researching the right products and finding the right products.
That's so true.
Number 8.
Yep.
Not researching products well. At the end of the day, your products are your bread and butter. It's the life of your business.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If you have a good product, selling will take care of itself.
Exactly.
That's the key,
Yep.
right? So you need to make sure that you understand product research. You need to make sure that you understand how to do it. That's why we're putting out videos on it, right?
Yep.
Because you're looking for a product that has high margin and is great quality. And when you have those things, your business will be much, much better off.
So true.
Number 9 is actually, I'm just going to phrase it this way. Automate and delegate. If you don't understand the 2 words, automate and delegate, your life is going to be a lot harder.
That's right.
Those 2 words are the 2 most important words in entrepreneurship, because I will say this, you cannot do everything yourself. Let me repeat myself one more time.
That's right.
You cannot do everything yourself. That's why we created this YouTube video. That's why we recommend certain software. That's why we recommend certain services like Honey Badger Boost, because I'm telling you, you cannot do it all yourself. When you try to do it all yourself, once again, it goes back to one of our previous steps where your attention gets divided, you can't do what you need to do, and then your whole life just
Exactly.
Automate and delegate. When you understand what those 2 words means, it changes your life. Ask any entrepreneur who started a business, runs a successful business, they'll tell you the same.
That's right. And so if you stuck around with us, you know we're at number 10, and I just want you to know that this is a game changer.
Yep.
So if you're here right now and you're about to learn some stuff, I'll give you some knowledge. So number 10 is called the battlefield of the mind. Whew. So I'm actually going to read something for you.
Get it.
This is, seriously, if you don't watch any of our other videos, just learn this and apply it to your life. Screw business. This can help you in life. Okay.
Yep.
This is called The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz.
Dr. David J. Schwartz.
Dr. David J. Schwartz. I would definitely recommend reading this. And also read page 23. Okay.
Just page 20. No, read the whole book.
Your mind is a thought factory. It's a busy factory producing countless thoughts in one day. Production in your thought factory is under the charge of 2 foremen, one of whom we will call Mr. Triumph and the other Mr. Defeat. Mr. Triumph is in charge of manufacturing positive thoughts. He specializes in producing reasons why you can, why you're qualified, why you will. The other foreman, Mr. Defeat, produces negative, depreciating thoughts. He is your expert in developing reasons why you can't, why you're weak, why you're inadequate. His specialty is the why you will fail chain of thoughts.
Yep.
Both Mr. Triumph and Mr. Defeat are intensely obedient. They snap to attention immediately. All you need to do is signal either foreman to give you the slightest mental beckon call. If the signal is positive, Mr. Triumph will step forward and go to work. Likewise, a negative signal brings Mr. Defeat forward. To see how these 2 foremen work for you, try this example. Tell yourself, today is a lousy day. This signals Mr. Defeat into action, and he manufactures some facts to prove to you that you are right. He suggests to you that it's too hot or it's too cold, business will be bad today, sales will drop, other people will be on edge, you may get sick, your wife will be in a fussy mood.
That's the worst.
That is the worst. Mr. Defeat is tremendously efficient. In just a few moments, he's got you sold. It is a bad day. Before you know it is a heck of a bad day. But tell yourself, today is a fine day. And Mr. Triumph is signaled forward to act. He tells you, this is a wonderful day. The weather is refreshing. It's good to be alive. Today you can catch up on some of your work. And then it is a good day. In like fashion, Mr. Defeat can show you why you can't sell Mr. Smith. Mr. Triumph will show you why you can. Mr. Defeat will convince you that you will fail, while Mr. Triumph will demonstrate why you will succeed. Mr. Defeat will prepare a brilliant case against Tom, while Mr. Triumph will show you more reasons why you like Tom. Now, the more work, I hope you guys are still with me, this is big time. Now, the more work you give either of these 2 foremen, the stronger he becomes. If Mr. Defeat is given more work to do, he adds personnel and takes up more space in your mind. Eventually, he will take over the entire thought manufacturing process, and virtually all thought will be of a negative nature. The only wise thing to do, I hope you're still with me. If you're with me, comment below. The only wise thing to do is to fire Mr. Defeat. You don't need him. You don't want him around telling you what you can't, what you're not up to it, that you'll fail, and so on. Mr. Defeat won't help you get where you want to go, so boot him out. Use Mr. Triumph 100% of the time. When any thought enters your mind, ask Mr. Triumph to go to work for you, and he'll show you how you can succeed.
Man, that's so freaking... I don't want anyone to think like you just watched Kale read out of a book and think it's like super weird or super cheesy. There's a reason that if you look at people like Elon Musk or Bill Gates, some of the most successful people in the entire world, they read every day. They get up in the morning. They do all these things. And it's not that we're trying to be weird, and it's not that we're trying to like give you some life fact. But here is a fact, right? Your thoughts define you.
That's right. And
your thoughts produce actions,
Yep.
right? And if you can control what your thoughts are, you can control what your actions are.
So true. So I hope you stuck with us. Those are the 10 things. Those are the 10 things that you're really trying to avoid. And maybe just use number 10 a lot more in your day-to-day life. Wake up, see the day as a good day. And I promise you, this is going to pay off. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We are actually honored to have you here. The way that this channel has kind of blown up and taken off and is gaining steam is just a credit to you guys, and a credit to you guys taking time out of your busy days to spend it with us. And we don't take it for granted.
Nope.
So thank you again. It was KT9, and I guess we're signing off.
No.
We can't end like that.
That was such a good ending too.
Let's just end it. I mean, it was great. It was from the heart.
It was from the heart.
It was.
That was real. That was really real.
It was exactly what I meant. I'm almost mad that I didn't mention earlier in the video that they should stay till the end, because that was lit. It's fine. I mean, some of you will benefit, some of you won't, because you suck.
See, you know what, Kel? You just messed up the ending of the video.
Why?
So what I was gonna do is I was just gonna leave it playing.
Yeah.
And I was gonna pretend like we weren't gonna leave the camera playing, and then it was like accidental. But then you looked at the camera.
I looked right in their eyes.
And so now it makes this seem as though it was planned. I'm done with this.